First, the top news headlines. Former Congress leader Govindas Konthausam joins BJP today. Wife of SIL Premjit and son injured in bomb blast. And Mizoram to acquire essential through Manipur, Tripura due to Assam blockade. A very good evening. You are watching ELITETV English News and this is Haripriya. Before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government. Wear face masks when out in public, wash your hands regularly and maintain a minimum of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play your part in the fight against COVID-19. And now the news in details. Govindas Konthausam finally joins BJP at its party headquarters in New Delhi. Govindas Konthausam resigned as Manipur MLA as well as from the primary membership of MPCC last month, delivering a big blow to the party ahead of state assembly election next year. While tendering his resignation letter from the primary membership of the party at the Congress Bhawan in Imphal, after his resignation, rumors that more Congress MLAs may follow him into the saffron party's fold were doing the rounds on social media. Those unconfirmed reports were refuted by senior Congress leaders who claimed there was no exodus from the party's Manipur unit. Govindas Konthausam is a former minister and 6-time Congress MLA from Bishnupur, Manipur. The senior legislator was also the chief whip of the Congress legislature party. He was appointed MPCC president in December 2020.
इनलाइन परमिट दिया और उसी का मतलब क्रेडिट जो है अभी मणिपुर का पीपल जो है रेडी है बीजेपी को वापस देने के लिए। कैसे देंगे? वोट देके बीजेपी का सरकार वापस आके मोदी जी को ताकत फिर रखना, इसको मोदी जी का सरकार को फिर जोरदार बनाना, ये हम लोग का मणिपुर का वादा है और नॉर्थ ईस्ट का वादा है। तो हम और एक बार फिर गोविंद जी मेरा दोस्त है, हम मिल के काम किया है और अभी जो आने वाला है इसमें मिल के काम कर मणिपुर को हम ऐसे देश में दिखाएंगे कि सबसे इंडिया का अंदर में छोटा होने से भी सबसे अच्छा स्टेट है डेवलपमेंट में, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर में, जो जहां में तो मोदी जी का गाइडलाइन के अंदर में हम लोग काम करके दुनिया को दिखाएंगे कि मणिपुर भी शांति रख सकता है, डेवलपमेंट कर सकता है।
हमारा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो काम देश के लिए, देश के विकास के लिए जो चल रहा है, उससे प्रभावित होके सिर्फ मैं नहीं हूं और भी नौजवान भारतीय जनता पार्टी में शामिल होगा। और मैं धन्यवाद करता हूं हमारा राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी जेपी नड्डा जी और संगठन का मंत्री पीएल संतोष जी हमको भारतीय जनता पार्टी के परिवार में शामिल करने का मौका देने के लिए, और मैं मन और तन अच्छी तरह से पार्टी के लिए काम करूंगा और पार्टी का जो आदेश उसमें मैं चलूंगा। मणिपुर का मुख्यमंत्री और मणिपुर का प्रभारी जी हमारा डॉक्टर संबित पात्रा जी और अध्यक्ष जी के साथ मिलकर के जो अगले साल में हमारा इलेक्शन हो रहे हैं उसमें पूर्ण रूप से एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी ला करके हमारा बीजेपी का सरकार संगठन होने के में मैं अपना दिल लगा करके मैं काम करूंगा।
Bomb blast at Laisom Premjit residence at More Turel Wang Malika at around 8:50 am last night, where Laisom Babita, wife of L. Premjit and his son were injured. According to the report, the child is in a critical condition and L. Babita was taken to More PAC and later on referred to Imphal. Preempted holds the post of second OC at Haripriya, and the cause of the incident is still unknown. After the incident, there was a round of fire near Kananvink, front of More Hospital. Kakwa Huidrom Lekai, Tayenjam Lerak Turel Amanbi was flooded during the short midnight rain. The area has never been administered by the former or prevailing MLA from the past. And now let's take a short commercial break. Do stay tuned for more updates.
I कोई big sinka place हानि के पंछी सब खत पोंठा हंजिले सी जाति बिजाति खाई देन कोरोना लांचन ठेंगे रसे I कोई big sinka place कोरोना बिंगसी पंछी सब खत माई कईदा हन्ना
Asingmune, I pun vaccine kap thokuna, corona deng thokuna, hani punsibu hanjano hanabada, adon srok yabi.
Tamo, kaya lo sandribo. As karangan sa sina harago.
Kaya noy sibo, kaya siya pinay sibo.
Hima, COVID ki vaccine kap thok sina, ngana duphas na hani dudi.
Ay haksang kasi tawde. Ay kapoy. Nati, haksang kasi tawde ba ingon hida kapag kay kadano. Ay kapoy hasin.
Tamo, naragdringay dana, isana hana sexil ho na patro. Kap thok na pata braba.
Hoyare, section mo na nung kapuro. Ay kapoy.
As khangdre da, kamay ngana dono khangdre. Pare, adu de chalu kige. Bungo, mamay da kapoge ko, papangalera mo.
COVID-19 लाइसेट असि ngakthon bagi damak COVID ki vaccine kapna लाइसेट असि mari lena ba laina लाइसेट singdagi ngakthok sabangami masida natana लाइसेट asina sanghandana bagi damak matam gi sarkarna pirakpa sana kangon sing aikhoi ngakna satminarasi Cowin apps ta register to piduna adom su suksoi soidana vaccine asi kapthok pi COVID ki vaccine kapthok puna COVID leitaba iram damu heminarasi
aikhoi vaccine ka place
A short commercial break, and now let's have further details. Members of UCM, KSA, IPSA, CLK today organized an event for Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Saiko Mirabai in token of appreciation for her achievement in bringing laurels to the country. Speaking on the occasion, Kurizam Athoba of UCM expressed that they would always keep on supporting her in fulfilling her dreams. Advisor A. Langdol Lema on behalf of the people presented Saiko Mirabai with a soul and a cash reward. KSA President Chetan BP Vidyananda BP Sanoba of Akomlup, IPR Secretary Leisimba Lamaba of UCM, IPSA Secretary Administration W. Rabi, President of Rising Sun Club and IPSA Executive Member Bhumeshwar and other members as well as sympathizers were present during the occasion. A second health card distribution was organized today at Pasoi Assembly constituency. Speaking on the occasion, MLA A.K. Mirabai expressed that the form submission that is from July 30 to August 7 mentioned on the notice issued by Chief Minister's COVID-affected livelihood support scheme was short and that the court holders would face problems in collecting the required documents for the submission as total curfew imposed in the state continues till 3rd August. MLA A.K. Mirabai further appealed that the scheme should be benefited to differently able widows and other needy persons. People's Task Force for COVID-19 distributed immune booster, face masks and hand sanitizers to the staff of media houses in Manipur. The distribution was also made to the staff of ELITETV. Uripo convener B.K. Moirangcha of the task force handed the items to executive editor Ramananda Laisangthem of ELITETV. Speaking on the occasion, convener B.K. Moirangcha said that the task force has been giving aids and spreading awareness to the people to fight against COVID-19 since July 2020. Further, B.K. Moirangcha expressed that media has been taking a major part in helping the people be informed about the day-to-day happenings, and distribution was done as a token of appreciation for their service. Civil society organizations, media and other organizations would take joint initiatives for the betterment of society.
People task force na hanjan haiduna lakoni adu haidu me hamsing ase ngasi phawda masi makoina yamna section na lumna logi mahuta myam gi punsi kanbagi thabasi yamna lumna logi mahuta makoi raniti gi oiba dugumba makoi policy kanglon myam ma changjen na honorom da mai onjala pachina ngasi people task force na masi koi leibe yaraktre aduna maram warakanda koi media amadi koi civil society organization kya pullaga semi ba koi myam sing ase punna amaga phajana mateng pamina tek tek kaidana hakchang phana koi myam si kanna wi damakta koi thabak changchen basya masi yamna tangai phadre khalla kanada sugumbai thabak thorom sing ase packet plak sabani.
Rakesh Naurim distributed breakfast to 130 YK College Wangjing inmates. Speaking on the occasion, film producer and social and culture activist Rakesh Naurim urged the state government to organize post-COVID free health camp in COVID-affected localities for the betterment of the health conditions for people affected with the virus. The distribution was made as a part of the third Minung Siteng Bang Thorum under the auspices of MLA Paunam President of Wangjing Tenthai Assembly Constituency at Community Home Isolation Center, YK College, Wangjing. A morning breakfast, face masks and hand sanitizers were distributed to 130 inmates, 6 security personnel, the doctors, the nurse and the center's in charge. Further, Rakesh Naurim told the inmates not to be discouraged through they are COVID-19 positive, but to fight bravely against the disease, as he himself was also affected with the disease during the second wave, and the breakfast was distributed as an encouragement to fight the disease.
MLA amagi miyang makada hangi haidana ko na tumina le thok nataba kendra sa le riba ko miyang puna mga so MLA mai kendra hangi ba isolation center singcha master so ko cooperation tidi ba taragadi ko isolation center singda le inmate sing gi apen ba soidna leigani na khali ana kendra gi MLA makada hang ba yawi ba isolation center singja kendra gi miyam gini aduna miyam na so ona MLA sing support to biraga ko
Rakesh Naurim had also distributed 5 kg rice and other essential commodities used to families of COVID-19 positive, heart, cancer, kidney, differently able person and other with chronic diseases under Tentha Gram Panchayat in the past. Selin Digital and Anna Media organized a one-day COVID-19 awareness poster campaign today at Laifarok Maring Village. Speaking on the occasion, producer of Selin Digital, Fanjobam Lanajit, appealed to the people to get vaccinated and maintain SOP to contain the spread of COVID-19. He further stated that Selin Digital and Anna Media has been organizing various awareness programs from the very beginning of the pandemic to make people aware of the virus. KSS James, FPO Selin Digital and Anna Rajesh proprietor Anna Media were also present in campaign.
Laifarok maring kunji tauriba thoramasina takpadi ekoi jointly organize tominaba jointly work tominabanina COVID-19 haiba laina laichat ase imalaiba Manipur
amadi malemdagi maru phangna khoi sumsoi soidana muthakko ngamgani haibagi acheta thajabado selendi tel amadi ena mediagi maikadagi thamje.
Members of KKDC under the aegis of Kundrakpam Assembly Constituency Constitution MLA and former Speaker Manipur Legislative Assembly TH Lokeshwar distributed 3 bags of salt, 15 bags of rice, 4 bags of potatoes, 130 bottles of nearest half a liter, 130 body soaps and 3 bags of pulses to members of COVID-19 Joint Task Force Paurabi. It is reported that no aid was received in the area in the past except the test and vaccination of the COVID-19. 139 people have already been affected with the virus during the second wave in the area. Konthausam Kalachan of the task force appreciated his Lokeshwar for the aid given during the difficult times through media. In connection with World Scout Scarf Day 2021, Manipur Bharat Scout and Guides organized a COVID-19 awareness poster campaign in Imphal today. As a part of the event, members of Scout and Guides distribute COVID materials to police personnel under the aegis of National Health Mission Manipur. Speaking to a media person, member of Manipur State Bharat Scout and Guides Birendra appealed to the general public to move out of their houses only if necessary. He further expressed to be get vaccinated on their turns to keep away from the coronavirus. Today, Center for Social Development CSD in association with Women's Action for Development WAT distributed face masks, sanitizers, hand gloves to frontline warriors who are executing their duties at Mori in a simple function held at the Primary Health Center, Mori today. The function was attended by the Secretary of WAT, Sobita Mangsatabam, U. Navakeshwar, Secretary CSD, Dr. K.H. Shantikumar, and volunteers of the COVID-19 Task Force, Mori. As a part of the COVID relief, materials were also distributed to ASA workers of Moria Block and volunteers of COVID-19 Task Force. Moreover, the same items were handed over to local Merapaibis. Salaicha Khonghoulup, Thaubal, Manipur condoles the demise of Takhelambam Kamala Chanu. Kamala was a Myanmar Meitei icon and Secretary of National League for Democracy NLD, Mandalay region and President of Salai Kanbalup Mandalay Unit, Myanmar. She passed away on 31st July due to COVID pandemic. SKHL held a condolence meeting through video conferencing today at 1 p.m. All the members of the Executive Council attended the meeting. The meeting was presided by the organization president. In the meeting, chairman of SKHL conveyed the message contribution of the deceased to set up SKL unit in Mandalay, and she took part in the promotion of democracy in the country. She will remain with love and affection in the heart of SHKL of Manipur, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Assam, Tripura, and other parts of the world. The economic blockade by people of Assam's Barak Valley region is unlikely to hit hard the essential commodities supply in Mizoram as before, because the state government has facilitated the transportation of fuel, cooking gas, and other essential commodities, including rice, from 2 other neighboring states, a minister said on Thursday. Apart from Assam, Mizoram shares an interstate border with Manipur and Tripura. Mizoram Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Minister K. Lalrin Liana said the state government has begun transporting petrol and diesel from Tripura from Wednesday. Some oil tankers are expected to arrive in the state capital from Tripura by Friday. He further expressed that he will also send 7 oil tankers and another 4 trucks to transport LPG from Tripura's capital, Agartala, on Friday. And the Mizoram government has reached an agreement with the authorities of the Food Corporation of India FCI in Tripura to transport rice for the state. As of now, we have sufficient rice stocks for at least 3 months. Other essential commodities are also coming in, and some traders from Tripura have already entered Mizoram. He said the state government is currently in talks with the Manipur government to facilitate transportation of essential commodities, especially LPG and fuels. Lalrin Liana said there was no report of the essential commodities crisis in the state till now, despite the blockade still in neighboring Assam. Assam and Nagaland signed a pact on Saturday to withdraw forces and de-escalate tension along their disputed border. A move is seen as an attempt to avoid a confrontation between the police of the two states. A flare-up on the contested border between Assam and Mizoram that led to the death of 6 policemen on Monday prompted Assam and Nagaland to find ways to ease tensions, sources said. Assam has border dispute with 4 of the 6 states. Its boundary with Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. Flare-ups have become frequent of late, affecting life and traffic along the border. The police forces of Assam and Nagaland has been locked in an eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation since May end, sources said. Under the pact, they will retreat from the disputed area simultaneously. The agreement was signed by Nagaland Chief Secretary Jan Alam and his Assam counterpart Jishnu Barua at the Chumukedima Police House in Nagaland in the presence of Nagaland Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patone and Assam Education Minister Ranu Spelu. Zika is a moderate disease as 80% of patients do not get any symptoms and the remaining 20% have moderate flu-like symptoms, State Surveillance Officer Dr. Pradeep Awati said. The first Zika virus infection case in Maharashtra has been reported from the Pune district official said on July 31st, while asking people to not panic. The woman patient who was diagnosed with the infection has recovered completely, the State Health Department said. The patient and her family members do not have any symptoms, it said in a statement. The 50-year-old woman, a resident of Belsar village in Purandar, Tehsil, received her test report on July 30. The report said that besides Zika infection, she was also infected by chikungunya. India is all set to take over the presidency of the UN Security Council today and will also be hosting signature events in 3 major areas of maritime security, peacekeeping and counter-terrorism during the month. It's a singular honor for us to be presiding over the Security Council in the same month when we are celebrating our 75th Independence Day. Tian Trimurti, India's permanent representative to a UN, said in a video message which was released on Friday. Russia on Sunday congratulated India on assuming the presidency of the UNC. In a tweet, Russian ambassador to India Nikolay Kudasev said, truly impressed with the agenda which embraces pressing global issues including maritime security, peacekeeping and counter-terrorism. Meanwhile, France said it is committed to working with India on strategic issues as maritime security, peacekeeping and counter-terrorism. Rawa Fatima, ambassador and permanent representative of Bangladesh to the UN, New York and to ISBA, also took to Twitter to send best wishes to India. Union Minister Hardip Singh Puri and Syed Abraruddin, ex-Indian Foreign Service diplomat and former ambassador, also tweeted to celebrate the development. The Japanese government has declared a state of emergency in 6 areas, including the capital city of Tokyo, after seeing a record spike in coronavirus cases. The emergency measures will be applicable until August 31st in Tokyo, Saitama, Chiba, Kanagawa, Osaka and Okinawa prefectures. The Japanese government has requested the people to refrain from going out or traveling for non-essential, non-urgent reasons and to be as careful and restrained as possible regarding returning to their hometowns during the summer and other travels. The government further announced that it will now focus on administering vaccines to people in the younger generation. Before we close, let's see the top news headlines once again. Former Congress leader Govindas Konthausam joins BJP today. Wife of SI L. Premjit and son injured in bomb blast. And Mizoram to acquire essential through Manipur and Tripura due to Assam blockade. That's all for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us and keep watching ELITETV English News. Till then, take care, stay safe, and good night.